Hi, Jessica. Thank you so much for taking the time today to participate in this interview. I'm really looking forward to hearing about your experiences with music and how it has influenced your emotional well-being. So, in saying that, how has your day been so far?
It's been good, thank you.
Perfect. I'd like to remind you that this is a non-judgmental space, so there's no right or wrong answers. And before we begin recording, I'll just explain the purpose of the interview and the structure that we'll be following. So, the purpose today is to explore how university students like yourself characterize their emotional experiences when listening to music. I'd also like to emphasize that your participation is entirely voluntary and your responses will remain confidential. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or you wish to stop, please let me know and we'll end the interview immediately. Do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I'm ready to go.
Great. Let's begin now. I'm just going to start recording. Okay, perfect. So, to start us off, how often do you listen to music and when do you tend to listen to it the most?
I guess I'd say I listen to music pretty much like all day, every day. But I guess I definitely tend to listen to music the most in the car when I'm like driving around.
Yeah. Okay. So that sounds like music is really just a part of your daily routine.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, can you describe how music helps you understand or make sense of your emotions?
I think music can help me understand and make sense of my emotions because it's definitely able to kind of give words sometimes to a very complex emotion that I'm going through. And in giving words to something, it helps me kind of identify what I'm feeling better. And then in identifying it, then you can kind of move through the music, like move through the emotion and the experience a little bit better. And yeah, come out the other side.
Yeah, that really sounds like music gives such a voice to emotions that you might feel that are hard to grasp in some ways. So, it's quite validating
Definitely.
property. Yeah. So, are there any specific emotions that you feel music helps you to process more effectively?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me especially music can help me process like the more distressing emotions. Like if
Mm,
I'm very stressed, I like to listen to kind of like acoustic music, something slow and relaxing to calm me down and kind of yeah, bring me back to earth kind of thing. And in doing that, I feel like once you calm down, you can kind of get through that negative emotion that you're feeling a lot easier.
yeah, for sure. I agree. Um, okay, so being a university student, I can imagine that there's so many ups and downs that you feel during the semester. So, in saying that, can you think of a specific time when listening to music helped you deal with a challenging emotional experience?
Yeah, 100%. The first thing that comes to mind is always like that walk from the library to the exam hall. Like you're having a
Mm,
million thoughts, your mind is racing. And I find that in those moments, I love putting on like a very motivational playlist full of like pump up music to kind of drown out all like the like, oh my God, I can't do this feelings and really just get into the
yeah,
mood. You can walk into that exam hall and feel confident and ready to go.
yeah, that sounds like such a good coping strategy that you use for those stressful periods of time. Okay, so what was it about the music or the moment that helped you?
I think in that moment, music kind of just helped me focus on a singular thing rather than my mind racing about like, oh my God, do I know this bit of content? Do I know that bit of content? It kind of brings you it back into your body and gives you a singular thing to focus on. Like, and in the case of listening to like the motivational music, you can, if you really like listen to those words and focus on them, then I think it helps you embody the feeling of confidence a lot more. And in doing that, it just drowns out the like negative self-talk in that moment.
Yeah, of course. That's amazing. Um, do you ever feel that music expresses emotions for you that you might not be able to put into words?
100%. I think it's very validating music when you're feeling, you feel as though you're very isolated in an experience that you went through, whether that be like a breakup or something. And you might not even understand how you're feeling yourself. But then if you kind of just hear a lyric or something that really that you really identify with, it makes you feel yeah, a lot less alone in that, because you know that like the artist has been through a similar thing, all the other listeners of that song have been through a similar thing, and in doing that, yeah, you'd feel less crazy and alone, and it makes you kind of be able to identify your feelings around a situation, I think, a lot better.
Yeah, music can create such a shared space for everyone's emotions. And yeah, I'm glad that you put that all together. So, okay, do you think that the music you listened to growing up shaped how you experience it emotionally today?
Yeah, I think definitely, like growing up, my family always put a big emphasis on music. It was always music playing on special occasions. And that kind of gave me music as part of my toolbox today to be able to use it in ways that positively impact my life.
Yeah, that sounds like music can almost be like a time capsule for you, especially during moments with like family, friends. It's just always
Definitely.
has a spot. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
to wrap up today's discussion, in your own words, how do you think these emotional experiences with music shape your understanding of yourself or your identity?
I think music is definitely like a huge shaper of my identity, the artists that I listen to, that kind of thing. And I think the cool thing with music is, you know, there's different genres and different artists that help you discover different like facets of your personality. And yeah, I just think it's a really incredible tool that we get to use to find out different parts about ourselves while also kind of feeling connected to others and stuff. So it's really cool.
Oh, well, Jess, I'm so happy that music has become such a big part of your life and it really is just such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing your experiences with me today. Your insight about music and your emotional well-being is incredibly valuable to this research. So before we conclude, is there anything that you'd like to share that we haven't covered?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, perfect. So I'd just like to thank you again for your participation in today's discussion. If anything today has brought up any difficult emotions, please just know that, please remember that there are our campus counselling services available to support you. I'll be sending you a follow-up email and with some information about accessing the transcript of this interview and the timeline for the study moving forward. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yay, thank you so much. You have a great day too.
Bye, Jessica.